My name is Sixshot. I'm a ninja consultant for the Decepticons. Oh yeah? Now you know who I am. Let's fight. Oh, sorry. I was feeling badly dubbed for a second. Anyway, as promised, here's my review of the Ultimate Transformers Challenge! Sixshot. Now this was a toy that everybody wanted back when they were kids. They hyped the crap out of this guy. And why not? Honestly, it's a really nice toy. Now, before I go into the other parts of this review, I'd like to say that I do not have his guns. And the reason for that is I got this figure secondhand for about $8, and just trying to buy the guns would cost me, $25. So, yeah, I think I can do without. Not that the toy really needs the guns anyway, you just sort of swap them around in different places for each mode. So Sixshot is probably the six-changer that everyone remembers, much more than Quick Switch. As you can see, he's a pretty tall robot, looking to be about a foot tall from bottom to the top of his wings. Unfortunately, unlike Quick Switch, he has essentially no articulation. I mean, the most you can do with him is if you move his chest wings out of the way, is you can rotate his arms. I guess you could bend his legs back a little bit if you wanted to. But for the most part, Sixshot just sits around looking very stoic and ninja-like, since he is a very mean ninja robot. But again, his main gimmick is transformation. So we're going to go into his first mode, the Winged Wolf. So what you do is you bend his legs forward a little bit, fold down his head, just fold down his chest fins, push out his doggy feet, because you can see he sort of has paws there, bring his wings back, bring up his wolf head, and just to complete it, flip up the tiny doggy tail. So here we go. This is Sixshot in Winged Wolf form. It's not terribly dynamic. You can't really do much with him. But he looks alright. One kind of cool thing is that his mouth can open up a little bit. Of course, there's an actual black piece there because it forms the cockpit of his tank mode. So yeah, this is a not very scary wolf, but it has its charms, I think. And next we're going to go into gun mode. Because why not, while we're here. So what you do is you just fold back the wings or the head, and you can actually collapse both wings together. You want the wheels to be facing down for this mode, just for, you know, aesthetic reasons. Put his feet forward and then collapse his feet inward. And then you just pull up these panels and flip out these guns here in the front. And normally what you would do is you would attach his other guns to these pegs right here. And so here we go. Big blaster thing. Certainly fits the hand a lot better than Quick Switch does, and as you can see, he kind of looks somewhat authentic as far as being a gun. You can kind of sight down the barrel using this little wheel right here. Not too bad for a generic space sci-fi gun. And while we're here, we're going to go into jet fighter mode. Okay, one thing I need to point out is that, for whatever reason, Sixshot has this little plastic bar that connects his legs, and it really doesn't serve much of a purpose. In fact, if you remove this, you could probably get a little more articulation out of him. So it's just kind of strange that they insisted that his legs be connected together, even though it really serves no benefit to the toy. So the way we do this when we flip the whole rear section down is you have to have the legs apart, which can be kind of annoying, because, especially in my example, because putting these things together requires a bit of effort. Alright, so just bring these parts forward, and we're pretty much almost there. Bring the wings up. And here we go. Sixshot in jet mode. Honestly, I think it's pretty convincing. Not a bad, Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars-y, Buck Rogers kind of fighter. I like that it actually does have a cockpit to it, so it doesn't just look unconvincing like Quick Switch. It's somewhat sleek, a little blocky, but yeah, pretty nice fighter. And now for his very obvious, if you couldn't tell by looking at it from before, he does have a car mode. The way we just do this is we just put the wheels down, kind of rotate his whole arm assembly here on this swinging joint. And this is actually the only mode where you bring his arms down and forward a little bit. Just bring these down. And you'd attach his guns right up here. Probably makes this mode look a little more authentic. Also, it shows in the instructions you bring up the wolf tail, and it's a radar unit. And here we go. The armored carrier. He rolls along pretty well. He has 7 wheels actually. It's got the big main wheels, a little one in the cockpit, and one here under the treads, and then just a lot of plastic wheels. Looking alright as a car. I mean, I've seen for the Brave Police J. Decker version, which is Shadow Morrow, they actually put this part together to make it look more like a car. Well, the instructions do it like this. But it's personal preference at this point. Doesn't look terribly out of place with the late era Generation 1 Transformers, where they had just generic sci-fi cars and vehicles. Okay. And now for the last mode, we go into the tank mode. And here's where separating the legs while they're together is gonna be a bit of pain. So just pull it as hard as you can. I'll try not to break the 20-plus-year-old toy. One thing I do like about Sixshot is he does have these panels that hide the underside of his legs when he's in other modes. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to do. And the problem is that you need to separate the legs in order to pull them upward. There we go. So he's got a double joint right here. So that when you bring the legs up, they can sit sort of resting above this area here. Also, you can put the first 2 panels back, and then you've got a tank. Actually, maybe I'm supposed to do that. Yeah, you are supposed to do that. What am I thinking? I didn't get the instructions when I got this guy. Oh, and one more thing. Oh. bring out the bottom of the wolf's jaw, and then it forms the cockpit. And so here we go. It's a tank. Not an overall unconvincing tank. Kind of a nice anti-aircraft design here. It's got the molded tread details here, although he rolls again on those little wheels on the bottom. I kind of like how the intake parts here form like a nasty cow catcher or something like that. And he's got these spinny wheels here. Maybe they grind people to death. I don't know. He's a ninja. He could kill you with a pen. If he really wanted to. And once again, the only problem is I don't have the guns, but they were just pegging right here. So I can see why Sixshot is far more prolific than Quick Switch. All his modes, they work. I mean, he's a brick as a robot, but everything, it works well enough. I mean, your imagination can fill in some of the gaps, but it's still well thought out enough that you can sort of see a nice tank or jet or winged wolf, and even a gun, and it's all very playable. It just works. Something very nice about the design, especially with the combination of colors, with the purple, the teal, and the white, and the black. It comes together. Obviously, he's very Decepticon looking. You couldn't mistake him for a good guy at all. And as a bonus, I'm going to show you the ridiculous extra mode they made up for the Headmaster TV series. And this is literally just the animators were messing around with the toy when they came up with this. So here we go. The Winged Wolf. I'm gonna kill you, Ultra Magnus! So yeah. Let it not be said that animators can get really bored when playing with Transformers when they have to also draw them. Well, yeah, this has been Andrew from CollectionDX saying, Uncle Sixshot, I love you! And second thought, forget about that.